But there you can see the finance minister all set there with her team and holding that tablet for the last 2 years. In fact, Vishnu, I just looked it up while you were saying last couple of years, but 2 years we've had a paperless budget. So it's a tablet that she has with her. And last year, the budget speech went on 2 hours, I think, nearly 2 hours.
Yeah, it went on for several hours. It was long. Let's see what
in fact, some of our panelists even felt that if it's a short speech, that means there's more meat in it. And if they don't have too much for us, then it's going to be a very long speech.
I think it's also important, Gargi, to reflect, and we'll be joined by a super panel of guests throughout the day on a couple of key points as far as the budget is concerned, the state of the economy, rather, is concerned. I think the key focus, and we saw this in the economic survey yesterday, is recovery complete. Those were the words used. The focus is, look, we've gone through the pandemic. It is debatable, but the sense is that we need to go beyond what the pandemic had for the economy and how it held us back. So recovery complete. We need to move on. GDP growth 6 to 6.8% is projected. The context is India remains among the fastest growing in the world. In terms of what the government actually sees where we are at in terms of the economy, let me just quote a small part of the economic survey. The situation is analogous to 1998 to 2002, when transformative reforms had lagged growth reforms because of temporary shocks. But once these temporary shocks faded, there were growth dividends. So the sense is that the shocks which we faced, not least of all because of external factors, the Ukraine war, food inflation, fuel inflation, and indeed the pandemic, once that eases, then there would be growth dividends. The question there, however, is that in as much as we are optimistic about the state of our economic growth and what our economy promises, there are external factors. And a lot of economies, big economies, the threat of recession, of them sliding into that is a factor. Would that actually impact India?
And we can't be unaffected by the recession.
Exactly.
I think that is some. And there's been a lot of talk of, India taking advantage of the situation with China right now, that we could, have a lot of investments coming our way, and manufacturing could take a huge, could see some headwinds there, given and something that we need to, be in position to take advantage of.